What's up? It's me, Hella here. I'm back with a new video, and today I actually got a complete new concept starting up, which I'm super excited about. Oh my goodness. I've been a little bit nervous though about filming this because I do feel a little bit out of my comfort zone, but at the same time I do believe this is a good challenge for me to just improve myself and gain more knowledge and just do what I think is fun. Today, I will be trying out my complete new concept called iWatch. iWatch is pretty much just me watching through different kinds of TV shows and films that I've noticed have been really popular lately. And I think it's a cool concept because I watch this with a background in both film and TV, but also in social sciences. So I will be watching all of these shows and looking at both the cinematography, how everything is done with like the lighting and colors and the filming, and then I will be also looking at the social sciences aspect about it, how the characters are communicating with each other, what kind of impact this can have on the audience and the viewer. And the things that I will be discussing will vary from video to video because I won't have enough time to do everything at once. So yeah, but I think this will be really cool and I'm super excited to try this out. When it comes to analyzing filming techniques and things like that, I might not be that professional yet. I'm still a beginner in some of these areas, but at the same time, I do believe that analyzing the work of other people is a really good way to learn new things yourself. And that's something my teachers have told me in school as well, that if I want to improve anything within like cinematography and get better and learn more, I need to look at the work of other people and see what they are doing and draw inspiration from that. So I'm super excited to just watch through some cool shows and yeah, look at those small details, look at those choices made within cinematography, but also within script writing and how they created the characters and the dynamic between the characters and what they go through and how we can relate to that as the viewers in a sense. Today we will be watching two very short scenes from a TV show that I'm currently watching. It's called 2521 or Sumur Dasot Sumur Hana in Korean. It's a Korean drama on Netflix. I'm watching it on Netflix, please. I think the cinematography is really beautifully done. Also, absolutely love the characters in this show and the plot line and everything, and the actors and actresses are doing an amazing job. Huge fan of Namjoon. He's so talented. So I'm super excited to watch two scenes from 2521 with you guys today. They're actually two of my favorite scenes. So I think this will be fun. I'm really excited. So yeah, let's get started. The first scene we'll be watching is one of the last scenes from the 5th episode of the show, which is the scene when Yijin and Heedo feel like they're connected again, even though they are very far away from each other. I think this scene is filmed really beautifully, and wow, when I saw this the first time, my heart, it melted in a sense. It was just so beautiful. I could just really feel the emotion in the scene, and I could feel what they were going through, how much they were missing each other. But I think one of the main reasons why I felt it was because the combination of the cinematography with the music it was just so well planned out. It just worked so well together. It was just wow. It was so beautiful. It really had an emotional impact on me. So yeah, I will be watching that scene now. First of all, I think this is just a really good introduction to the scene because we're reminded of something that has happened in a previous scene that you will see later on in the same scene in a flashback. I love how they added in this little flashback and then it's a little bit in slow motion, I think. Yeah, it's a little bit in slow motion. I think it has a lot to do with the fact that when a memory is very precious to us, it's something that means a lot to us, we remember it a lot better, and we might remember it as slower than it actually was. So it gives this real like calm feeling when he's going back to this flashback in a sense. The snow! Oh my gosh. And then we have this beautiful shot of the snowflakes. I think it's beautiful. And you might be thinking, oh, but isn't this very random that all of a sudden it's a close-up of something else and a little snowflake? But then again, he was looking up at the sky in the previous shot. So it's natural to think that, oh, it's snowing. And now we can see that, it's a snowflake there. And I think this shot is so beautiful. Everything is blurry and then this little snowflake is in the focus. It's also close to the rule of thirds as well. So it's just very aesthetically pleasing to look at. And I think the greens with this like gray on top is just really beautiful. It looks really, really good together. This one as well is genius. Because here you can see him in focus in the front. He's also kind of in the rule of thirds, so it draws your attention. But at the same time, you can see this really strong light in the background at a different part of the rule of thirds, which is the lighthouse, which we will see again later in the scene. Now this one here, just look at it. It's beautiful. I saw what they did there. So this is kind of like a match cut where they've taken this similar objects and put them in the same position, and different people but put them in the same position. So when you edit them next to each other, it looks like they're standing in the same spot. You're just switching picture. But still, it's two complete different places. They've just planned it out so well. But then they also add this little blurry effect so it's less visible. That there are two different locations and two different shots. It feels like it's just merging into each other, and I think it looks really, really cool. And you all of a sudden realize that, oh, they're both looking at the snow at the same time, and they're looking at the same sky, the same snow. They're doing the exact same thing, both of them. They're connected. It's so cool. Oh my gosh. The way they split the screen here and it's just perfectly matched up is it's so cool. Also, a little detail I've noticed here that I think is pretty interesting is the fact that the water fountain where Yijin is like this teal kind of color, or this like bluish, sea greenish color, and then it's just completely white and gray where Heedo is. And we will see the same greenish, bluish, sea green color later in the scene. See, now they've edited it together so it looks like they're looking at each other, even though they're at complete different locations. They've planned it so well that they have matched they have probably filmed the same scene at both places of him grabbing her hand, and then they've perfectly matched the height and the distance between them and where the focus is for it to look like he's drawing her across two pictures, but in reality they filmed it at two different places. Wow, that's very well done. Oh my god. It's so pretty. It's so beautiful. I'm gonna cry. I just think this entire sequence here is just so beautiful with them running in the snow. It just seems so dreamy, and now you can see the lighthouse that was visible in the background where Yijin is. A little cool detail.
보고 싶었어. 근데 봤어. 네가 보여줘서. 그래서 오늘은 웃었어.
This is what I think is cool, because he said that she appeared like in front of him and the lighthouse was in the background the entire time. So it makes you realize that, oh yeah, so this scene literally showed that she appeared in front of him, and then he's talking about it on the phone and she's listening to it later on. And she probably tries to imagine what that was like while she's listening to this.
보고 싶었어.
Wow, that entire scene is just, it's so beautiful. Like, I get so mesmerized every time I watch it. But you see, everything is completely white. I'll go a little bit back again. Everything
근데 봤어. 네가
is completely white, the same color as where she was, but then it's just like this really teal, like this blue telephone box kind of thing, which is the same color as the water fountain where Yijin was. So, this one's beautiful. I love this extreme close-up here. It's so beautiful. You can just see the tear and the emotion, and really, really beautiful scene. It's one of my favorite scenes by far. I can't stop watching it. It's just so beautiful. So the next scene I prepared is the last scene of episode 6. This is when Heedo has a fencing match against Kuyuri. So yeah, I think this scene is also so beautifully done. It's so cool, and I have to watch through it once, and then I will go through every single detail. I love how they, in this shot, they tracked her and followed her, and then all of a sudden it goes into like this slow-mo, kind of like slow-mo moment, as I would call it. It went from just like regular speed to slow motion. So, and I think that's pretty cool. It builds up a little bit of expectation, a little bit of excitement for what's going on next. And I think that's cool. Yeah. This exit frame here, I think it's brilliant, because she walks into the building and then it gets gradually darker and darker, and then she's like exited the frame. And then we get one of the lamps. And then we're like, oh, she's inside the stadium right now, isn't she? It's a really cool way to introduce the arena and what it looks like from the inside. But also just, we don't really need to see her walking through all of the corridors to get there. this is enough. And I think this is a really, really cool way of like making her move from one location to another and make it look very like seamless. I think this low angle is so cool. This low angle is wow. The entire background is completely dark and her fencing uniform is really, really light and white. So it just grabs all of your attention. But at the same time, the thing about low angle shots is that it gives a lot of power to the person in the shot. Because it seems like we as a viewer, when we see her, she seems so powerful because she's so much higher than us, so much taller than us. And this shot is extremely low angled. It's really low angled. So low angled that you can see the sword from below, from underneath. And I think that's really, really cool because it just gives her this power. She has this extreme power before going into the game, and it's beautiful. Oh my gosh. So here we have another form of enter frame again. She's walking into the, do you call it field in fencing? I'm not sure what I actually don't remember what you call it in fencing, but I will just call it field for now. Yeah, I don't know that much about fencing, but I'm still watching the show. But I like how they put the light at the very left in the picture, and then it's completely dark on the right. And then white as a color is a lot more visible in darkness than other colors. So even if there's very little light here on the side, you can still see her shoe. And then there are so many details, it looks really clear the second she steps into the light. And I think that's a really, really cool way of showing that now she's here in the game, she's ready, she's entering the stage, she's here to win. It's really cool. And here you can see her shadow again. It's another enter frame, super cool. This is actually is it an overhead shot? It's an overhead shot, yeah. So that's completely from the top looking down. She looks so small, but at the same time, the viewer's focus is just completely on her because of the choices of lighting here with a dark background and then just light on exactly what you need of information from the scene, which I think is cool. It's really cool. And this extreme wide shot here, I consider this even bigger than that again, but it gives this feeling that she's been walking a really long way to get where she's currently at. It's been a long road, it's taken time, but she's finally there. And I think that's cool. This is so cool. The way they just move the camera and you can see her name on the back with the country she's representing, and then you can hear the audience in the background cheering for her, and you're like, oh, she's at the tournament. This is her. This is what she's doing. She's representing her country. Wow. think this one is so cool because now you can see some of the details in the background. There are some lights in between, but you can mainly see her, and then all of a sudden they just turn on all of the lights and you can see all the people in the background, all of the noise, everything going on around her. That is so cool because it seems like she's been in her own bubble, her own world while walking in there, and then all of a sudden when they turn on the lights in the stadium, she's there and it's happening. She's at the fencing finals and she's gonna try her best to win, and I think that's just so awesome because it's just completely black and then BAM! You can see everything in the background, all the people, the chairs, the roof, you can see the lights in the ceiling, everything. It's so cool. So yes, that was the second scene I want to look at. So these two scenes are my favorite scenes from the show. I absolutely adore them. I think they're so well executed, but just also so well planned. Like, wow. They put a lot of effort into these scenes, especially the planning, because this can only look this good if it's planned extremely well. And you can see how much effort they put into the planning, and it's just, I'm so amazed. I think it's beautiful. This is one of the reasons why I keep on getting more and more excited for new episodes, because I can't wait for what they're going to do next with the cinematography. Also, the plot, characters, everything, but just the cinematography as well. It's just so well done. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, so I noticed I have to redo my outro because it cut off because of a full memory card. I should have checked it sooner, but I was too excited about the video itself. But yeah. So that was everything for today. If you're still watching, I'm just so grateful. This is my first time trying out this new concept, but also I'm still a bit new to YouTube. I'm a lot more used with being just in front of the camera or being behind the camera, but right now I'm doing both things on my own, and it's very new to me, but I'm trying my best and I'm having fun. It was lots of fun, and if you're still here, it just means so much to me. And yeah, I will try my best to improve even more for future videos. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching today, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!